welcome to Homework. I'm Tori Johnson in New York. On today's show, we're talking about getting your home-based business going. It's the dream of millions of Americans to take their idea for a product or service and turn it into a money-making success. We'll explore some of the highs and some of the lows of making it happen. Let's meet 4 diverse women who took their personal passions, organizing, bilingual education, painting, and sewing, and turned them into a fulfilling and lucrative small business. Here's Diane Sawyer with their stories.
With less than $200, women around the country are conquering the business world without sacrificing life at home.
Hola, niños. Hola.
Jennifer Manriquez of Canton, Michigan, started bilingual playgroups teaching Spanish language to children, bringing in over $13,000 a year. Sarah Cadlick of Cleveland, Ohio, sells her paintings on eBay and makes more than $50,000.
Hi, I'm Kathy Burns, the founder of Add Space to Your Life.
And get this, Kathy Burns in San Diego organizes garages, raking in a whopping $90,000. It's part of a growing trend, inventive businesses that capitalize on home talent, tailoring the work schedule to already busy lives.
I needed something to do that would bring me extra income that I could do around the hours that my kids were in school and fit around the school holidays.
For today's class, we're going to be learning all the basics about the machine.
Fiona Orang turned her lifelong love of sewing into a thriving business, teaching sewing classes in Leonia, New Jersey.
I'd always sewed. I sewed for myself. I loved it. But then, just in a matter of a year or two, I started up these sewing lessons. At first, I had one class for adults. But over such a short time frame, it's developed into many adult classes. I already had a sewing machine. I had the skill. All I had to do was provide a venue.
After only 2 years, she now brings in $25,000 annually, money she uses to supplement the household income while focusing on her life as a mom.
My aim is to remain as stress-free as possible. I would say to anyone who's looking to do a similar thing to what I've done is do something that you really love.
While those women have been able to make it work for themselves, there are no guarantees when trying to build a business. For most people, there are plenty of pitfalls that stand in their way. And we're going to meet 2 women who are still navigating the obstacles to get their companies going. My first guest invested $185,000 in this small piece of plastic. Stacie Urbach is the founder of SmartHeel, which manufactures protective covers for the heels of women's shoes. And she joins me to talk about her business and what she's doing to make it a smashing success. Welcome, Stacie.
Thank you, Tori.
First, tell me, where did the idea come from? Where did the idea for this come from?
I had just purchased a $500 pair of shoes, walked out of the house, and I stepped into a crack in the sidewalk on the way to a taxi cab. So I was furious, went to bed, woke up at 6 o'clock in the morning the next day, and I thought there must be a product out there that protects heels from getting damaged. So I Googled and I frugaled, and it led me to the patent office. I could not find a single product that did what I was envisioning. So I thought I had something, and I ran with it and decided to make it.
Invent it yourself.
I invented it myself.
So you have invested $185,000 in this for design, engineering, manufacturing, legal bills, patents, all sorts of things to get the product going. And to break even, you told me you have to sell 35,000 pairs. What are you doing to sell them?
Well, I started contacting the larger retailers, and I wasn't making any headway with that. So I decided to do a word-of-mouth campaign. I went on MySpace. I found a lot of bloggers and shoe lovers, and I've been putting SmartHeel into gift bags for fashion shows and other celebrity events.
So when you say you go on MySpace or you find bloggers, what kind of interaction do you have with those people? What are you doing on MySpace?
Well, actually, I've had a lot of write-ups on blogs through people who I've met on MySpace.
Okay.
I also seek out the shoe lovers and the footwear retailers and introduce them to SmartHeel so that people know that there's a product out there to protect their heels.
And your goal is then to get an individual to walk into a retailer and say, do you carry the SmartHeel? Is that the main purpose?
Absolutely, I would love that. And then hopefully the retailers will come to me. But additionally, I'll be doing my first trade show, it's a footwear trade show in December. So I'll have a large pool of retailers who will hopefully come to me.
What about pounding the pavement? Going into big retailers, big department stores where they sell a lot of shoes, expensive shoes, offering to private label it for them so that whenever someone buys $500 shoes, the salesman can say, and here's a gift from us to protect your investment.
That I would love to do that. I have tried to do that in the past. I'm finding the buyers to be very difficult to get in touch with. And when I leave messages, it's hard to get a return phone call. Also, retailers seem to be a little reluctant to try something new. They don't know what their customers want. They don't know if the product's going to work. So I've switched my strategy a little bit. I'm still going to target the retailers, but I'm hoping that the word of mouth campaign, where the end user approaches the retailer, will.
But I still don't want you to give up in terms of like going to those retailers and continuing to call. If someone doesn't return your calls, show up at their office. Show up in those department stores. Talk to the salespeople who are selling those shoes, who would love to be able to help their customer to protect their investment of very expensive shoes.
Right.
So perhaps pounding the pavement a little bit more might be one way to continue to spread the word. To go to department stores where there are large bases of customers who are buying shoes, to be able to chat with those people.
That would be great. I think that the word of mouth will